Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks again for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. We're taking a look here again at AVAX. We're going to double check some important stuff here. It is relevant to understand that we are still in a descending trend, even though we've seen a pretty good recovery here. That $25 mark might pose as a resistance level. We got to kind of respect that. But we'll look at a few other things as well. If you're not familiar, I wish I look at open the video here with basically just some back-end data to get some relevant, some relevant data, which is basically liquidation, and that tells us a lot about where the price could be going and where it's been to, right? So if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. I hope you can learn something today. If you do want to become a better trader, again, CryptoCache.tech is the website, link down below. And we got a lot of new members coming over. Just remember, read through our signals guide. I'll be having a solid update for that this weekend. Been running a lot of numbers and making sure we got that on target for you folks. So really quick, liquidation, very small amount, just under $22. 22 proved to be a very strong support level. We'll look at the larger time frames to show that, but at this point here, it does look like there could be a rally back up to the $31 mark. Or sorry, that's 30 to 30.5 basically. Just say $30 is a round number, but 30 to 32 is that range. Okay, and that's a lot of liquidation based on the recent price action here. Okay, so we do take a look at that and then also kind of confirm that with a few other factors. We can recognize that AVAX may have potential to sweep that level eventually. I'm not saying it's going to happen right now. It's going to take a lot to get there. But that's the next area of, the target essentially for the whales, if you will, because they love to sweep liquidation levels. Anyways, that's just kind of a small fragment there. I would not attach yourself to the concept of that. But one thing it is for sure, if you do take a look at this previous price action here, we're getting really close to that. We wicked into that little support range based on previous resistances, okay? So a resistance level from, believe it or not, back in 2023, December, could very well still pose a support range here, okay? So again, we kind of draw that out. We can see it's held fairly well, okay? So again, it's never an exact science, but previous resistance levels oftentimes work themselves as a new support. We've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 attempts to break that level and no such luck just yet. Again, that's a pretty aggressive candle wick down to $21. So congrats if you had some limit orders there. Let's take a quick look here, of course, at some important data. As we can see, RSI still very low, potentially bouncing off 30 here. Stochastic swinging down. What we're looking for is the price action to go sideways a little bit longer, and then stochastic to inevitably swing back up, and then that's when we take a confirming trade. Now again, generally speaking, that's going to happen, and it's going to naturally put us above this descending trend line if we get there. Okay? Emphasis on the word if. However, take a look at this big picture here. You can see that AVAX has been on a consistent bleed out here. Imagine that, $65 back in March, and now we're literally a third, or almost a third of that price action down here at the $25 mark. But again, we're still respecting this descending trend line until we break above that soundly. We cannot presume the price is going to recover. We can also look at the simple moving averages here. Sorry, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit for you, and we can kind of see that we're still under the 20-day SMA. Okay, getting over the 20 is going to be a big starting point. So short answer here is that we need to be above this more recent descending trend line, and then alternatively above that 20-day SMA to have any legs to stand on. So not to say you can't still find profit between now and then. The price could very well surge to that level, especially with Bitcoin trying to retest that 57K mark and break above or close above 56,000. It's an important monument here for us with Bitcoin essentially for the last 24 hours. It's not actually bleeding out. We might actually see a green day for Bitcoin for a change. However, all that being said, things needs to be taken with a grain of salt. Bitcoin dominance is starting to average itself out at 55%. If it doesn't continue any lower, altcoins are going to continue to have some trouble. Okay. Either way you look at it, we're not out of the woods. That's really what the bottom line here is. Okay. If we do take a look at the most recent point of control, we can see the most amount of volume just above the current price action between 25 and 26. This is a resistance range for us, folks. Okay, let's go ahead and draw out some new fibs here for us. I'm going to go ahead and post our playout chart here on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord if you're not familiar. Looks a little something like this, where I post playout charts for coins that I cover, so you understand specifically what I'm thinking with the coin and good entry targets essentially. We're not there yet here with AVAX, but what I can tell you is this 0.382 to 0.5 fib level, 25 to 26, should pose some resistance rather. And if we close above it, that's what we're looking for, is to take a confirming factor trade above $26. Not to say you couldn't still have luck at 25, but again, that's exactly what it is. It's luck, right? It's not going to be a higher probability successful trade. And again, once more, if you're day trading, this isn't super relevant. I don't cover super small time frames on these analysis because it doesn't make a ton of sense. When I day trade myself, of course, that's what I do, and you can have a lot of success doing that. In fact, our day trading bots are doing quite well, as a matter of fact. If we take a look at this here, nice little profit from BNB, Cardano, and Chainlink here last 2 to 5 hours. So pretty solid trades. Again, my trading bot bought those dips, right? That's essentially what it does. And it has a lot of other contributing factors, but simply to put, there's plenty of profit. But at this point, from a swing trader's perspective, $26 to $25, that range right there, is going to be a resistance for us, and we got to respect that until we break above it. Hourly time frame is going to confirm a lot of things here for us, letting us know lagging spans intersecting with the price action within the next 4 or 5 hours, telling us the window of opportunity for a short position is closing. We can also see conversion line is above the baseline. That's a shift in momentum, right? The last thing we need to be is above not only the descending trend line, but also above the cloud here. Okay, so ultimately, we're looking for a candlestick closure here sometime by tomorrow afternoon at the $25 to $26 mark or higher, preferably 26. So me personally, I'm going to be looking for a trade in this range here, $26 as a potential long. Keep in mind, I say potential because we still haven't broken our descending trend line here, but that would put us over the 20-day SMA on the daily, and that's a good start. Okay, we're not quite there yet, but we're getting close. So again, up to you folks on how you want to do this, but I would just recommend making sure that you use good risk tolerance. You're not over leveraging, because people, I mean, the amount of leverage we saw yesterday that got destroyed was the equivalent to FTX in 2022, right? So with the FTX collapse, we saw a monumental amount of liquidation. Yesterday was the same. Granted, it was a holiday, and that makes sense perfectly, but generally speaking, it shouldn't have happened. But since it did, you got to be careful and cautious not to just jump right back in. All right. Anyways, that's kind of where we're at there, folks. I hope that made sense. I described that correctly. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Look forward to seeing the next one. Take care.